Across the globe, there are rare geographic pockets where people consistently live longer, healthier lives, regions known as blue zones. From Okinawa in Japan and Sardinia in Italy, to Nicoya in Costa Rica, Ikaria in Greece, and Loma Linda in California, these longevity hotspots have captivated scientists and public health experts seeking to understand how environment, lifestyle, and culture interact with biology to support exceptional aging. The individuals living in these areas not only reach advanced ages with greater frequency than average, but they often do so while avoiding many of the chronic illnesses typically associated with aging. As our world grapples with rising life expectancy but uneven health span, the blue zones offer real-world laboratories for identifying actionable, evidence-based principles of aging well. What distinguishes these regions is not a single dietary rule, exercise regimen, or genetic advantage, but rather a set of overlapping, interdependent factors that create a highly supportive environment for long-term health. At the core of each blue zone is a lifestyle that fosters low levels of chronic stress, consistent physical activity, strong social bonds, and diets rooted in whole, minimally processed foods. These factors are not treated as isolated interventions, but are embedded into daily life through cultural norms, geography, and social structures. Nutrition emerges as a foundational element across all blue zones. Though dietary specifics vary, ranging from the soy-rich meals of Okinawa to the olive oil-infused Mediterranean fare of Ikaria and Sardinia, common themes include high intake of plant-based foods, legumes, whole grains, and seasonal fruits and vegetables. Meat, dairy, and added sugars are consumed sparingly, often reserved for special occasions. Importantly, food in these regions is not just a source of calories, but a central aspect of social and cultural life, typically shared in the context of family and community. Meals are slow, deliberate, and communal, reinforcing social cohesion and allowing for mindful eating practices that support better metabolic health. Physical activity in the blue zones is not defined by structured exercise routines, but by movement woven seamlessly into the fabric of daily life. People garden, walk to neighbors' homes, carry groceries from open-air markets, and participate in community or religious activities. This low-intensity, high-frequency movement supports cardiovascular function, metabolic flexibility, and musculoskeletal health without the need for gyms or wearable trackers. It suggests that long-term vitality may depend less on short-term athletic performance and more on sustainable patterns of activity accumulated across decades. Social structure and psychological outlook are equally crucial. A defining trait of blue zone communities is the strength of interpersonal relationships and a sense of belonging. Whether through extended families, religious groups, or informal social circles, older individuals remain integrated and valued. Loneliness, a growing public health concern in many aging societies, is markedly rare. In addition, there is often a shared cultural narrative around purpose and contribution, a concept known as ikigai in Okinawa or plan de vida in Nicoya. This enduring sense of meaning appears to buffer the physiological effects of stress and may directly influence health outcomes by modulating cortisol levels and inflammatory responses. Although genetics plays a role in longevity, studies of blue zone populations suggest that inherited factors explain only a modest portion of their exceptional aging. Instead, these regions exemplify how favorable genes interact with highly conducive environments. For example, residents of Sardinia may carry certain protective variants for cardiovascular health, but it is the local combination of nutrient-rich diets, regular movement, social integration, and clean air that brings these advantages to fruition. The low prevalence of smoking, minimal exposure to industrial pollution, and access to nature further amplify these biological benefits, reducing systemic inflammation and supporting cognitive resilience. The synergy between culture and biology in the blue zones challenges the conventional framing of aging as an inevitable decline. These populations demonstrate that aging can be a process marked by maintained function, purpose, and quality of life. Importantly, the core principles of blue zone living are not exclusive to any one culture or geography. They can be adapted and applied across diverse settings, provided there is community will and systemic support. Urban planning that encourages walkability, policies that reduce food deserts, education that emphasizes cooking skills, and health systems that prioritize prevention over treatment are all pathways to creating local blue zones. Revisiting the blue zones today is more than a nostalgic look at traditional life. It's a strategic move toward redefining aging for the 21st century. In a world facing demographic shifts toward older populations, the question is not just how to extend life, but how to enhance its quality. The Blue Zones offer a compelling answer. Cultivate an environment, social, physical, and cultural, where healthy choices are the default, not the exception. In doing so, we may not only add years to life, but life to years.